Thank you so much for tuning into our seller interview series. Up today, we've got a massive passive earning website in the health and fitness industry making almost $8,000 per month in net profit. Now, we do these interviews to give potential buyers more information about both the seller and the sites they might be looking to purchase. We hope these insights are helpful for you in making a buying decision. Kyle, man, welcome to the show. Thanks for being on.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here.
All right, man. So let's do some quick introductions. Tell us a little bit about your background in kind of building, buying, and selling sites.
Yeah, I've been building SEO sites for about 2 years now. I've had some in various niches, the health niche, finance, software niches. I've never sold one before, though, so this would be my first time doing that.
Okay, so you're mostly a builder, and it's crazy to me. We were actually talking about this before we got on, about how you're in the health. Actually, this is, I'm going to say it, the weight loss niche, how you're into the finance niches. These seem like very large industries that you're looking to break into. And it seems like, at least if your strategy is indicative of this site, it seems that you get into those by targeting kind of an obscure niche, kind of a subset of kind of the larger industry overall. Tell me about like your monetization methods. This site in particular is an affiliate site. Have you tried AdSense? Have you tried lead gen? Have you tried other things?
Yeah, well, in the past, I've tried pretty much every monetization method out there. I've tried AdSense, ClickBank, regular CPA or affiliate offers. On this particular site, I just went with the affiliate offer right away because I knew it would work good because of the type of keyword it is, and because I had a high-paying affiliate offer available for it. But I've tried pretty much everything, and my conclusion in general in my business is I prefer affiliate offers just because they tend to be more profitable for me and the types of niches I go into.
Yeah, okay, that kind of makes sense with finance and health, I think, and there are a ton of products in that space for you to cash in on. Let's talk a little bit about niche selection. Now, why did you choose this niche in particular? Did you have any experience in it? I mean, why this niche?
I honestly didn't have much experience coming into this niche, and if you look at the site, you'll notice that it's pretty basic, even with the income it's earning right now, but I chose it because I was looking around on these affiliate sites like OfferVault and ODigger, and I noticed that diet supplement that I'm promoting is one of the highest paying affiliate products they have. So I started looking around for keywords for that product, and I found some and just built the site targeting those keywords, and that's how it all got started.
It's interesting. So you knew you wanted the industry, and you went backwards to what some other people do, and that you went and looked at the products first and said, okay, I can make the most amount of money with this one. How can I promote it? Rather than looking at like keyword researches and trying to tailor a product to that. So I think that's kind of interesting. The weight loss niche, that's something that I've actually never really, went for. I've mostly avoided, and so have other builders that we know, because we thought it was overcrowded. So do you have other sites in the weight loss niche? Is this something that you target well?
I have a few other sites in the weight loss niche. Honestly, right now, my main thing is skincare, and I'm looking at getting more into that just because it's less crowded than the weight loss niche. But, for that particular site, it's been dominating over all the competition in that space for those particular keywords that the site ranks for. But yeah, the weight loss niche is somewhat competitive, and I think that's because there's a lot of money in it.
There is a lot of money in it. Let's talk about your reason for sale. Now, why are you selling the site instead of just keeping it or continuing to grow it out?
Well, I'm planning on using the cash from the sale to grow my other business, which I mentioned. I'm actually working on making my own skincare product. I have a lot of other skincare websites, and I'm actually doing better in that niche, and I'm just looking to focus my efforts on this other niche.
So are you actually looking to manufacture in the skincare industry?
Yeah, I'm looking to create my own offer and then promote it myself, and then eventually have it as my own affiliate product. But yeah, I'm working with manufacturers and finding fulfillment companies for it right now.
Cool. Okay, Kyle. So it sounds like this is, basically you're looking to cash out of this niche so that you can double down in another. And it looks like you're moving up the value chain. So no longer will you be, promoting other people's affiliate products. You're looking to create your own. And it's funny because the marketing side of the affiliate space. So it'll be interesting. Hopefully you have some connections there that you can roll into the skincare industry as well. The history of the site, Kyle. Now, it was built, it looks like, November in 2013. Talk to me a little bit about like what the trajectory was like the first few weeks or months. Like, was it an instant hit, or was it a slow burn?
Well, anytime you're building an SEO site, you don't get immediate results because you make the site and then you're working on ranking it. So for the first couple months, I was working on just backlinking to it and building up the site's rankings. So it wasn't generating money immediately, but once I was able to rank for my target keywords, then it pretty much just started making the income that it's at today.
When did you realize that you had a winner on your hands, that this was something that was worth your time, effort, and energy? Because, we all have like loser sites that we create that just never really take off. When did this one really start to take off for you?
Right, yeah. I realized it was a winner when I ranked for my keywords. I put my affiliate links in and monetized it, and, the sales just started coming in like crazy. Almost 8,000 per month, as you mentioned earlier. It's a high-paying product, and it's really popular right now. It kind of flies off the shelf, which is why it's making the income it did. But I realized it was a winner, pretty much as soon as it ranked for the keywords.
Now, you didn't put the affiliates offer until it started ranking. So we've talked to other people that are that way too. They hold off on adding any monetization until it gets ranked. Is that what you did with the site?
Yeah, that's what I do with pretty much all my sites, just because, when I'm working on the first step of the site, which is getting the rankings, I don't put a lot of work into basically what's on the site other than what's needed there for SEO purposes. So I won't put affiliate links. I won't really have a great design until I get it ranking, because then, you're not going to make money until you rank anyways. But after that point, then I go over and, invest more time in the site to do that.
It's one of those things where, because I've heard this from other people, they say, well, I don't want to monetize it and have that, mess up its rankings or have any kind of review, or I might as well just hold off until it's actually getting the traffic that I know is going to pay me. Because before that, it doesn't matter anyway. What have you tried with this site that just didn't work? Like, what tests or tactics did you use that just kind of, petered out?
Well, I honestly haven't made really any changes to the site since I started it. After I ranked it, I added some affiliate links. I changed the copy to get some sales, and I've been getting a decent income from it ever since. But for someone that is taking it over, I would suggest making, a few improvements that I'm going to suggest later in this interview. But I honestly haven't tried much with it, and that's why I also think it has potential. I haven't really made any changes to it since it started.
Yeah, a lot of times that's just due to like not wanting to mess it up, right? You're like, it's earning well, I don't want to screw it up, and at the same time, like making those changes might, could hurt earnings. So tell me a little bit about how you built backlinks to the site. I mean, what kind of like off-site SEO did you do to get this site ranked?
Well, I have a lot of friends in the SEO space that have different blog network sites and different kind of link directories in the health niche, and I reached out to them to get these links. We built them with a really specific strategy that allowed us to rank for our keywords. So what I mean by that is the type of anchor text and stuff we use. So basically all these links are coming from health-related sites that are really niche relevant, and to a prospective buyer that's taking over the sites, all these links are permanent, so they're going to remain there after the next person takes over.
Okay, so these are from PBNs that other people own. Do you have any PBNs on your own?
Yeah, I do have a few PBNs on my own that are linking to it.
Okay, cool. What did you learn about building this site that just worked? And are there any one or two tips you think that would apply to any future sites you build that you learned from this one?
Well, one thing I think is really critical is, targeting niches that have high-paying affiliate offers. In the past, I've had all kinds of sites. Like I mentioned, I did make AdSense sites back in the day. Not saying that doesn't work for some people, but for me, I've just had a lot bigger success targeting these high-paying affiliate offers.
Okay, so from your perspective, you're saying I'm going after high-paying affiliates. That's kind of where you're going to start your niche selection, and then figure out if you can finagle your way into creating a ranked site after that. Let's talk a little bit about traffic and earnings. Now, can you give me kind of a general breakdown on organic versus referral versus direct traffic versus social traffic? And do you have any paid traffic to the site?
Yeah, absolutely. All the traffic to this site comes completely organically. I just looked it up a minute ago. This last month I had 7,600 unique visitors, and that all comes from Google organic search rankings. And so yeah, there's no paid, there's no social traffic or anything else. It's just organic SEO.
Okay. And the earnings type, I know that the majority of your earnings come from your primary affiliate offer, but you have some others on there as well. Can you kind of give me the breakdown of what that looks like?
Yeah, well, all the income comes from the same affiliate product. I'm only promoting one product right now, but yeah, in the earnings reports, you'll see that there's it's kind of broken up. You'll see a large chunk of money for 1 month, and then maybe a few $100s in another screenshot from the affiliate account. And all that is, it's the same product that I'm getting sales credits for, but the affiliate network has what they call mistracks, which are basically a few sales will kind of leak or they don't get correctly tracked when they're sent to the advertiser. And then at the end of the week, they go back and look them up by the referring domain and add those in. So it's the same exact product that I sell, but it's just kind of a technical thing from the different views that I can look up the income in the affiliate account. So that's the reason for that, but it's all just one product.
That seems a little nicer than AdSense. I mean, they are supposed to give back too, but I see they end up taking away at the end of the month a lot more than they put back.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the organic rankings a bit. I mean, like for the higher paying keywords, where do you sit? Number one, number two? Are you bottom of the first page? Are you second page for some massive keywords? What's your overall ranking look like?
Well, I have one main keyword that I rank for number one. It's been absolutely solid there for the past 6 months. That's where the majority of the traffic comes from. And then there's a few other keywords. I'm actually looking them up right now in my rank tracker program. Let's see here.
Does the primary keyword account for like about what percentage of your organic traffic?
My primary keyword accounts for about 50% of the traffic.
Okay.
And that's ranked number one on the first page of Google. And then I'm counting them up right here. There'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 other keywords that I'm ranked on the first page. Some of them number one, a couple of them number 5, another one number 3. And I'd say those miscellaneous keywords account for probably the other half of the traffic.
Okay. All right. So we've got one primary keyword that you're number one for. That's probably much higher search. Then you've got some other ones that are somewhere on the first page that are accounting for the rest of that traffic. Let's talk a little bit about kind of the opportunity that you see here. Let's say that you wanted the least risky path for growth. If you're going to keep the site and you didn't want to be too risky, you just wanted kind of like a nice, slow, steady growth period, what would you do to the site? What changes would you make? What would you do?
I would personally focus on improving the conversion rate, because if you look at the site, the sales copy I have on there is not really that developed. It's kind of cut and paste and pretty simple. I think if you implemented something, just a better sales copy that's more persuasive and looks a little more trustworthy, you could easily improve the conversion rate, which is actually pretty low. Even with the income it's making right now. So that's what I would focus on as the least risky path.
So there's a CRO opportunity here for anyone that can come in there and kind of start doing some tweaking and some testing. And I think the earnings are there to where it kind of makes sense to actually do it. I mean, you get a 20% gain and it's pretty valuable. What would you do if you were risky, man? If you want to take a stab at this and like try to double or triple the traffic and earnings inside of 12 months, what kind of steps would you take to do that?
Well, one thing that I kind of alluded to earlier that I'm doing in a different niche would be to actually get the product yourself and white label it through a company like supplementfulfillment.com. It's actually not that hard to do, but it requires a little bit of an investment. And, if you own the product and we're selling it yourself, not as an affiliate, then that would actually increase the income of the site a lot.
You get an idea on how much that would cost? You said like a little bit of an investment. Like what like just ballpark napkin math, like what would it cost to get something like that done, you think?
Well, the company I mentioned, if you go through them, it actually costs about, for their figures on that particular supplement, I'm not exactly sure, but I think it would cost about $12. And the cool thing with them is you don't even have to buy a certain amount. You can just sell like one bottle of this product, and it would be like $12 for them to fulfill that. You just make up your label, send it to them, they put it on there, and per sale, you could charge $60 a bottle for this or more, and it only costs $12 for them to fulfill it. That's just a ballpark. I'm not exactly sure on that supplement, but I'm sure it's around that amount. And another thing I want to mention real quick is the affiliate commissions that I get are $55 per sale, but when you look at the sales page for that affiliate offer, they sell packages of like one bottle for $60, and then there's a few more bottles for $100, a few more bottles for like $150, and people are buying all these different packages, but I only get $55. If you white labeled the product like I'm talking about, you would keep all the money on even those bigger packages.
Okay, so you're saying that to go to the site that you mentioned, to set it up, though, it would only cost, like you can do no minimum order quantities, and it would only cost you, let's say, $12 a bottle. Is that right? An estimate.
Yeah, I think it's around that when you include the shipping for them to fulfill it.
Do they charge anything to set that up, or no? Was it not cost you much?
They don't charge you anything at all to set it up. I think there might be a small fee actually to set up like your label and stuff, but it's really small. It's like $100 or less to get that going. I'm not sure on the exact figures, but I know it's really not that much.
Honestly, with $55 a bottle and commission to you, I mean, I'd see that be, I don't know. I mean, you could go that route, but you're making so much commission on every bottle that's sold right now. Maybe it's not worth the hassle. Is that why you didn't go after it? You were like, I'm making good enough commission on every bottle I sell. I'm not going to bother with it.
Yeah, well, actually, if I was to keep this site, I mean, I would definitely do that because, like I said, it's a little bit of a hassle to get set up. But I'm sure you're going to make more money like that because, like I said, people that I'm referring off of the site that are buying the affiliate product, some of them are buying the $60 package. I get a $55 commission. Some of them are buying the package that costs up to like $150, and I get a $55 commission. But like I said, I'm moving into the skincare niche, and I'm going to do that there, which is why I just haven't had the time to do it with this site.
Gotcha. And you don't get anything on any recurring purchases, right, from those buyers. So they come back and buy 3 months later. You don't get any of that.
Right, exactly. The advertiser keeps all of that money, so if you were to do the fulfillment yourself, like I'm saying, you would also have the opportunity for recurring sales like that.
All right, Kyle. Well, let's talk a little bit about risks. What do you see as being the biggest risk with the site for a potential buyer, and what should they be aware of?
Well, I think the biggest risk with this site would be kind of, whether or not the popularity of this product remains stable over time, because that correlates with the amount of search traffic the site receives based on kind of searches around this product's name. However, the earnings and traffic have been stable since I created the site, and this particular supplement has been popular for a few years, and it could actually be growing in popularity. But I mean, that's kind of just an unforeseen thing that, nobody can predict the future. I'd say that's the biggest risk, the popularity of this product.
Oh, that makes sense, actually. And looking at the site and talking a bit, I can see why that would be the case. And that's, I think, probably another argument for why you might want to add additional products, right, to help diversify away from a catastrophe with that individual product. So that would work. One of the other things, too, is that the site's pretty new. So it started in November, and you said it's been doing really well for probably the last 5 or 6 months. I think we're basing the price on the last 3 months, and it's been really stable over that period of time. But it's still a new-ish site. Hasn't been around for 3 or 4 years. So I think buyers will have to look at that. Let's talk a little bit about the work required for this site. I mean, you do very little with this site on a day-to-day basis. Is that right?
Right. I do no work at all, honestly, to maintain it. Since its income is determined by its organic rankings, I don't really do anything. I already have all the content on the site that's needed for it to rank how it does. And, all of its backlinks have already been built, and like I said, they're going to permanently remain on the sites that they're on. So, I don't see people having to do any future backlinking to maintain these particular rankings that it has right now, unless somebody wanted to go after other keywords. I mean, that's another thing I could say about ideas for improving the site. There are a few other keywords out there that I just haven't had time to implement into the site and really go after. So I don't do any work.
Yeah,
to clear it up. Yeah, I don't do any work to maintain what it's doing right now. I do absolutely nothing whatsoever.
Do you think anything would need to be done every 6 months, every 12 months or so? If someone wanted to keep this long term, let's say in the next 4 to 6 years, would they have to update content every 6 months? What kind of things do you think would need to be done, or do you think it could just hang out where it's at?
Yeah, well, when you're maintaining an SEO site, I mean, periodically it's smart to add a few more articles, add a few more pages, pretty simple stuff, just adding a unique article. It's not really expensive to do, but that's something that I definitely do on all my sites generally, is every few months I will go in and add a few pages to keep the freshness there for Google.
Gotcha. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about some additional information. Some of our buyers are, worried that you're going to sell this site and, let's say, turn around and start competing with them against the same keywords. So would you be willing to, commit to a non-compete with the buyer?
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't be competing with this site after I sell it. I would definitely be willing to sign a non-compete.
Another thing, what assurances do buyers have that the private blog networks, the links that are there, are going to remain and not just get removed to promote, a new site or, a friend site or something like that?
Well, personally, I stand by it 100%. Some of them are coming from my network, like I said. Those are going to remain there. We can make an agreement about that. I'm not going to go removing those after I sell the site. And there's a few links that aren't on sites that I own, but they're actually on my friend's site. And, I can ensure that those stay there 100%, absolutely.
Okay. Now, another thing is that some buyers come up with, earnouts or splits, basically like a 70% up front, 30% on closing, sometimes 60% up front, 40% over the next 4 months based on the success of the site. Is that something you're open to with the right buyer?
Well, I really just want to get rid of the site. I don't want to do anything like a percentage on the earnings. I'm really looking to go for 100% up front, or, on closing, maybe a certain percentage and a certain percentage up front.
Cool. Okay, so not so much on the earnouts, maybe a percentage up front and then a percentage on closing you'd be open to in the right situation. Okay, let's do a quick wrap up of this site, man. So we've got a health and fitness affiliate site. It's actually in the weight loss industry, supplement industry. It's making $7,781 in profit per month over the last 3 months. It was created in November 2013. It primarily gets its traffic from Google Organic, and there is no work required, and it's mostly a passive investment with just some long-term maintenance that would need to be done. Kyle, if you're going to give me your best pitch, let's say 30 seconds on why someone should purchase this site, what would that be?
Well, this diet supplement product that I'm promoting is really hot right now. Extremely popular. The traffic and earnings have been stable just right from the get-go. As soon as I ranked the site, it hasn't even budged. Like I said, it's glued to the #1 position in Google for its main keyword. If you want a 100% passive income that requires no work, then this is a great site. Plus, there's room for improvement. There's tons of room for improvement as far as monetizing the site better by improving the conversion rate, implementing upsells with other affiliate products. You could also go the white label route and get the product yourself through a fulfillment company, which would increase the income dramatically. Another thing I didn't mention, you could use it to build an email list and have recurring sales off of affiliate products even if you weren't going to white label the product yourself. So that's just another idea. Basically, there's just a lot of room for improvement. It's a super stable ranking site in Google. And with its current authority in Google, it could also be ranked for a few related keywords that I could provide the buyer with, and that would increase its traffic and profits as well. As a last thing, all the backlinking that's been done is super clean. It's not spammy, and I think the chances of this particular site ever losing its rankings are pretty small.
Cool, Kyle. Well, thank you so much for being on the show, man. I appreciate you taking the time. Really interesting. We love to do these seller interviews. If anyone wants to check out this site, they can go over to empireflippers.com/marketplace. Look for the health and fitness site, making just under $8,000 a month. And again, Kyle, thanks so much.
All right, yeah, thanks a lot.